feel that you're always busy and don't have enough time? Are there a lot of things you want to do but can't find the time to do them? Well, most of us feel like this, but maybe the problem is not lack of time. I mean, is your day really that productive? Don't get me wrong, it is okay to relax and enjoy, but the secret is finding the right balance. It is frustrating to think of all the things you could do or be, but if you're watching this, that's a good start. I'm going to share with you important information and useful tips that will help you increase your productivity. 1. The hardest part is getting started. It is not that difficult as we picture it in our head. One of the reasons that the hardest part is to get started is that we think about a whole project or define a result we are willing to get, and that's a wrong strategy. Well, it is important to have a clear picture of what you plan to accomplish, but it will be wiser to break it into smaller tasks so it will look achievable and you'll have more successes along the way. Once you get started, things become easier. For example, if your goal is to be a writer, but you haven't done anything relevant yet, it might seem impossible. But if you set smaller goals, such as writing a few pages or a few lines each day, you can climb up and set larger goals as you make progress. You can start slow and add more work next time. Another common mistake is to wait for the right time, because now you're too tired, you don't feel creative, or you're just not in the mood. So let me tell you something, the right time never comes. Decide that now is the right time, even if it feels a little forced. A nice trick that I use a lot is to prepare everything you need in advance. If you need to study, prepare all your books and information resources, put it on the table a few hours before you plan to study, and you're ready to go. You can add some treats or anything else that will make your studies or work nicer. Once everything is set up, things appear to be more simple. 2. Pay attention to your morning routine. If the first thing you do when you wake up is to think of all the things you need to do today, you hurt your motivation and make yourself feel stressed. Instead, you can start the day with listening to your favorite music, watching funny videos, having a nice breakfast, meditating, and going out for a walk. This way you start the day off right and fill yourself with energy. Only when you finish your positive morning routine, then take a look at your tasks for today. 3. Adopt the right habits. Relying on willpower only is not good enough because it's a resource that drains quickly. When you form and maintain good habits, it pays off for the long term. Your self-discipline gets stronger, you're capable of working for longer periods, and your productivity increases. When I wanted to start exercising, at first I did it only when I felt some motivation or when my sister asked me to go with her to the gym. A few months later, I signed up for TRX classes and made it a habit to go there 3 times a week. When it became a part of my weekly plan, I ran out of excuses, and it felt great. It's amazing how things start to come naturally after you repeat them enough times. A common bad habit these days is becoming slave to our cell phones and computers. Just think how much time you dedicate to the important things compared to the time you spend on social media or television. You tell yourself that you just take a look and end up scrolling for hours. One day, I was shocked to find out that I check social media unconsciously while I wanted to do something else or every time I'm a little bored. So I decided to pay more attention to what I do and check social media no more than twice a day. I still find myself wandering around the internet from time to time, but less frequently. 4. Make it fun. Nobody likes tasks. Tasks are boring. They are things we need to do or have to do, and sometimes only thinking about it brings us bad energy, and we don't even want to start dealing with it. Try to transform every task or a chore into a game, or find an idea to make it fun. Cleaning the house with your favorite music at full volume in the background is a great example. You enjoy listening to the music and singing along while the house gets cleaned. Just remember to ask yourself, how can I make it fun? You don't like to sit alone and study all day? Study with friends. Can't find the willpower to do household chores? Talk to a friend on the phone while you do whatever it is. You can find a creative way to make anything fun, or at least better than it is. Look how many benefits you earn here. You complete a task, have fun, and improve your creativity at the same time. 5. Balance work and rest. Working or studying for too long, or on the other hand, taking too many breaks, can harm your productivity. There are many different approaches to this subject. Some say it's best to work for 50 minutes and rest for 10. Others say you should work for 2 hours and take a 30 minutes break, and so on. Well, I think it's individual. Try some different methods until you find the one that works the best for you. Because I'm impatient, my favorite method is something called the Pomodoro technique. I heard about this technique from a YouTube video by Thomas Frank, a YouTuber who talks about studying and productivity. In this technique, you set a timer for 25 minutes and start working. When time is up, you take a 5 minutes break and then repeat for 3 more times. After 4 Pomodoro sessions, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. Many times I find out that I'm so much into the task that I don't even need to take a break after 25 minutes. However, knowing that I'm allowed to take a break after 25 minutes, which is not a long time, gives me a push to start working. 6. The 80-20 rule. The Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, states that only 20% of the input is responsible for about 80% of the output. In other words, you can get rid of 80% of unnecessary actions and focus on the 20% that brings you the best results. During my first semester in university, I've spent a lot of time watching online lectures and reading theories, but when I got to the exam season, I found out that doing homework and practicing tests is much more useful and gets me more prepared, rather than trying to understand the whole theory. All you need to do is to find out what helps you make progress and what is less necessary. You don't have to completely ignore the less important things, but focus more on the important ones. I actually made a whole video about it, so you can watch it if you want to know more about this principle. 7. Be organized. Knowing exactly what you need to do makes it easier to work. Write down all the things that needs to get done and then prioritize them. Create a weekly and daily schedule by breaking down your large tasks into smaller ones and get a little bit done each day. If you see that the schedule is too busy or maybe not busy enough, adjust it till it's balanced. It is also important to know in which part of the day you're more productive and adjust your schedule in accordance with it. I know that from a certain hour in the evening I just lose focus, while some of my friends stay up and study till 3 a.m. So when I want to work on a project, I try to do it in daytime. Set deadlines that will drive you to do things. For me, it has always been so hard to get out of bed in the morning, and it got worse. I found myself setting an alarm clock to 8 a.m. but waking up at 11. So I made a 30-day waking up when the alarm rings challenge, and then it became a habit. 8. Make time for your soul. Goals are important, and if you have the self-discipline to work all day towards them or do anything else that you want or have to do, that's great. However, as human beings, it's a disaster if we make time only for our heads and forget our hearts. Just like our physical body needs food, our soul also needs nutrition. Be sure to make time for having fun, meeting friends, and enjoying your hobbies. Do things that make you happy each day. If you're too hard on yourself, it will decrease your motivation, and as a direct result, harm your productivity. By nourishing your soul, you load yourself with energy and work more effectively. So let's summarize all the tips. The hardest part is getting started. Pay attention to your morning routine. Adopt the right habits. Make it fun. Balance work and rest. The 80-20 rule. Be organized. Make time for your soul. Now you're good to go and get some work done. In this video, I've shared with you the tips that are most useful in my opinion. Let me know what you think by writing a comment down below. Also, if you want to see more videos in the future, subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you next time.